Hello, Jen here, and I have a book video for you today. So from Walmart, I picked up Ruth Ware's The Death of Mrs. Westaway. I do have The Woman in Cabin 10 and The Lying Game, but I haven't read them yet. And I have to admit, I'm kind of sitting on the fence. They're really intriguing to me, but I just really haven't had the desire to pick them up. I want to read them enough to go out and buy them, but yeah, I haven't read them yet. So I'm not even 100% sure what this book is about. It's definitely that sort of thriller mystery type book that you don't want to know a lot about it before you go into it. But the thing that really intrigues me about it is that I find Ruth Ware's books are really controversial on BookTube and Goodreads, and some of my favorite booktubers absolutely detest her. Peter Likes Books has not much good things to say about her. I think he probably considers The Woman in Cabin 10 like one of the worst reads he's ever read. But then there are other booktubers that I really like as well and tend to agree with a lot of their reviews, who I don't know that anyone's raved about her and loves her books, but they're giving her books 3 and 4 stars. So yeah, it makes me want to at least pick them up, and I'm determined this summer to read one of them. I don't know which one, but I will read one of them. Or maybe I will listen to it on Hoopla, because then I feel like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I did pick it up. I have it. I do like the cover. It's kind of that glossy finish to it. It looks a little creepy. So we'll see how this one goes. The next set of books I got are from Value Village. In Canada, Value Village is sort of like our Goodwill. We do have Goodwill too, but it's kind of like our Goodwill or charity shops. And they often have some pretty good books that range anywhere from about 99 cents to $6 for some of the big brand new hardcover books and stuff like that. So while I was getting ready for this, I realized that my first book, which is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, I actually already have this. If you look right here, you can't see it in the camera, but I already have this. So I think this might end up going in a pile of books that I have, and I will be doing a giveaway a little bit later on, so stay tuned for that. The second book I got is Shadow of Night, and this is by Deborah Harkness. I have read the first one, which is Discovery of Witches. I have it just right there, and so I saw this one. It's in pretty good shape. Not too many bumps or scuffs or anything like that. The spine's not really broken. It's a little, you can tell it's used, but so yeah, I thought that was a good find. So the next book I got is Legend by Marie Lu. This is her debut novel, and I still haven't read it. So as soon as I saw it there, I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. I think this is sort of like the Hunger Games-ish, where it's takes place in the future, and there are different like sectors that people live in, and so you have like the rich and the poor and stuff like that. And I think 2 people from very different sectors come together, and they end up solving a crime or uncovering the truth about a crime, a murder, I think, that has taken place. So it sounds pretty good. I think it has really good reviews, and it had a lot of high praise, so I grabbed it. So the next book that I found is Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. I know that this is another one that some people really like, some people don't really like that much. I haven't read this series yet, so I thought, why not give it a try? I'm not 100% sure what it's about, but I think it sort of has, you know, like fantastical or magical elements to it, about a girl who's discovering her powers maybe. Yeah, and I think it's dystopian, so there's, you know, that element going for it. But yeah, again, I think these are really good quick summer reads, so it's in my collection now. And the last book that I found at Value Village is The Child Finder. This is by Renee Denfeld. And basically this is sort of like a thriller mystery about a woman who has a knack for finding missing children, and so after the investigators have exhausted all their leads and they've sort of told the parents, we're not actively searching for your kid anymore, she goes in and she finds them. And I think this is just one of her cases about a little girl named Madison that she knows isn't dead, and so it's about finding her. I love this kind of stuff. I find these reads really, really quick. I usually really enjoy books like this, so I was pretty happy to find that as well. So those are all of my books from Value Village, and now I have a big box of stuff from Book Outlet. Alice in Wonderland. This is original drawings for the movie, so this was put out by Disney, or these are like Disney's drawings. And I just think they're super beautiful. They're sort of like the raw sketches before the actual movie. So you can see here that they're just a little more simplistic, and you can sort of see the sketch lines. How am I going to do this? This book is bigger than, there we go. You can see the picture in the back, like she's not proportioned properly. So yeah, so the pictures are by Mary Blair, and this is just Alice in Wonderland, but with all of those beautiful drawings. And Alice in Wonderland is one of our favorite books. It's one of the books that I read to my kids over and over and over again. So we love having as many copies as possible, so I wanted to add this one to our collection. And then I found Cruel Crown. This is by Victoria Aveyard. I have not read the Red Queen series. Is that what the actual series is called? Yeah, the Red Queen series. I haven't read the books yet. This is just like a novella, I guess. I don't know if it goes in between the two books or where it even fits in, but it was really cheap. It was, I think, $1.98. So, you know, it's fun. And again, these little books are great for summertime. I'll probably have to read the first one in the series before I read this, but it was nice to add to my collection. I got 10, and this is by Gretchen McNeil. And this, I think, the way that it was sort of, I've heard it described is that it's kind of like And Then There Were None, or one of those sort of Agatha Christie type stories where I think for this one, 10 teens go to an island and there's a killer that's picking them off one by one, and so you have to figure out who it is. Which again, I love those kinds of books, so I was pretty excited to get this one. I think it was Kayla from Books and Lala that I heard talking about it, and she enjoyed it, so I put it on my list. I got Remember Me, and this is by Romilly Bernard, and I have the first one, which is Find Me. I have it up there. I haven't read it yet, but this was only $1.98 as well, I think. So I definitely grabbed it. I don't know if I will enjoy the series or not, but for $1.98 you can't really go wrong, so I thought I would pick this one up. And I have no idea what it's about. I got Neal Shusterman's Everlost. Again, I don't know what this is about, but I've been wanting to read some Neal Shusterman, so I thought I would grab it. It was a really good price point. I have a feeling that it is, let's see here, Nick and Allie don't survive the crash, and now their souls are stuck halfway between life and death in a sort of limbo called Everlost. So yeah, I guess it's probably just about them trying to figure out what's happened to them and how to exist in this Everlost. And it is book 1 of the Skinjacker trilogy, so I know that there are 2 more. I got a Shannon Maguire book. This is Dusk or Dawn, or Dawn or Day. I I really like Shannon Maguire, and so when I saw this, I thought I would grab it. It's really short. All of the books that I have of hers are really short, so they make for really fast reads. I have no idea what this one is about. It says, when her sister Patty died, Jenna blamed herself. When Jenna died, she blamed herself for that too. Unfortunately, Jenna died too soon, and now she must work to regain the years that were lost to her. But something has come for the ghosts of New York. Something beyond reason, beyond death, beyond hope, and only Jenna stands in its way. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of a ghost story. We'll see how it goes. I got Beautiful Broken Girls. This is by Kim Savage. This was a recommendation, again, I think by Kayla from Books and Lala. So it says, everyone wanted to touch us, including you, so remember the 7 places you touched me. That's where you'll find the truth. I think this is about a girl who dies, and she, I don't know if she writes. Let's see here. Oh yes, she does. So she drowns herself, and then she writes notes about the 7 different places that this boy that either fell in love with her or she was in love with him, the 7 places where he touched her and how those were significant to her death, maybe? Yeah. So anyways, it sounded really interesting and a little bit different. Not the kind of book that I usually pick up, so I grabbed it. It's a really pretty cover too. I picked up 10,000 Skies Above You. This is by Claudia Gray. This is the second book in a trilogy, I think. Yes. They haven't had the first book there for a really long time, but I'm always seeing the second book. It's usually on clearance. This was a scratch and dent copy of it, so it was really cheap. They also have the third book, which hasn't been scratch and dent yet, but I just couldn't help myself from picking this one up because it's always there. It's always in my little recommended bar, so I finally grabbed it. So now I'm going to have to keep my eyes open for the first one so that I can read that before I can read this. And I don't know what this is about. The cover's really pretty, it sounded pretty, and I've seen a few people recommend it on BookTube, so. I got Black by Ted Dekker. Whoops, there we go. I already have, here you can see it, I already had Red, White, and Green, and I have read a couple of Ted Dekker books. I don't always enjoy them, but he definitely is a writer in the genre that I like, which is that sort of thriller horror book. But I have the other 3 books and I haven't been able to read them because this is book 1. So I thought, you know what? I found it. It was a good price. I might as well pick it up and at least give them a try. All 3 of them are really big books, but I already have them, so I'm gonna read them. I'm going to read them. Okay, I think I'm piling up books here. I hope they don't fall. Stay. Okay, so this next book is actually for my dad. This is Craig Johnson's The Cold Dish, and he is the one who writes the Longmire books. My dad loves the Longmire series. We started watching it day 1 when it started airing, and we've been following it all the way through. He really, really enjoys them. I grew up with my dad reading Louis L'Amour and all kinds of westerns, so I thought that he would probably enjoy reading these books. So when I saw this one, I grabbed it. There are a bajillion of them. I don't even know what number they're up to, but I think there are close to 20, if not more, in the series. This is the first one. I don't know how closely the television series has been following the books, or if it's more like Cardinal. If you've been watching that series, it's a Canadian series. They pick one book and the whole season is that one book. I don't know if it's the same for this. I would tend to think it probably is, because the series, start to beginning is sort of one story, but they might have sort of mixed up different books into each season. I don't know. But I hope he enjoys them, because this is something I can buy him every year for Father's Day and birthdays and get him the whole series. So yeah, it should be interesting. And I think I will probably give them a try too, because I do like the series as well. Okay, it's getting taller. I picked up Daughter of the Pirate King. This is by Trisha Levenseller. And yeah, this is just about a daughter, obviously, of the Pirate King. And I think she has to put herself onto another boat or get captured in order to, I don't even really know if it's in order to save herself or save her dad maybe. But she thinks that she will be able to get herself out of any trouble and that she'll be okay because she is the daughter of the Pirate King. And of course, I think along the way she falls in love with the first mate on the boat that she's captured by. And this is the first in a series as well. So if I like it, I'll have lots more to read. Nicole Jones, if you guys are scrapbookers and you're following this, you know who Nicole is. She doesn't really do booktube videos too often, but she does stay up to date on Goodreads, and she talks a lot about her books in her scrapbooking videos. And she's really enjoyed this series, so I'm going to give it a try too. And only a couple more, I promise. I grabbed Wild Beauty because it is beautiful. This is about a family. I think they use flowers. They run a floral shop or something like that. And I'm not sure if they have magic. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But it just sounded really nice. The booktubers that I know that have read it and described it, they've enjoyed it. And I mean, you can't really say no to this gorgeous cover. Whoa, oh my goodness. It's like Jenga. They are ready to fall at any second. All right, I have been on a Josh Malerman kick lately. I think it was March's Nocturnal Readers Box. We got Unbury Carol, and of course I read Bird Box a few years ago and really loved it. So I saw this book and I thought I would grab it. This is Black Mad Wheel. This came after Bird Box, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea, but I do know this is like a, oh, there goes the ducks. Did you hear that? They're okay. They're okay. They're okay. We're almost done. This is a psychological thriller. I have no idea what it's about. Some of the blurbs on the back sound really good though. USA Today said Hitchcockian and notably strong study of modern psychological terror. Malerman excels at building tension with his eerie descriptions, chillingly effective, creepy, tightly written, and full of an almost unbearable suspense. So it sounds really good, and I don't know if I'm going to read this one first or Unbury Carol. I keep looking over there because it's like right there staring at me. And my last book is This Monstrous Thing by Mackenzie Lee. I read A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and I really loved it. I actually listened to it. I didn't read it. I have no idea what this is about. I haven't heard anyone talking about it. I haven't seen reviews for it or anything like that. I don't know when it was even published. Let's find out how old this is. This is from 2015. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I do love a good monster book. I've already said that a few times. I love this kind of stuff for summer reads, and I think this will be a good one to add to my collection. And that's it! Now that all of my books have fallen and they are all over the floor, it's a good thing I buy the scratch and dent copies because they're probably all scratched and dented now, but that's okay. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave them for me down below. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.